Hello!
Hi!
I'm Tiffany and
I'm Jenny.
we are going to show you two completely separate looks with SeneGence Cosmetics. We're super excited to be here to help launch this business. And so what you're gonna get is you're gonna see, I'm 40 years old and mom of four. I like fast, easy, simple, put together. Whereas
I am a 30-year-old cat mom and I love glam looks. So I go all out most every time.
yeah, so I'm gonna start with skincare because skincare for me at 40 years old is super important. It's important for her too. She's already done hers. So the first thing I do is I use our cleanser in the shower, obviously. I use the normal to dry line, and then the first thing I do when I get out of the shower, dry my face, pat it dry, and then I apply our Climate Control. And Climate Control is hyaluronic acid. It is hydration. It is for every skin type. And your skin, I just spray it in my hands and press it in, and it just sucks it up. It's like giving your skin a drink of water. It is amazing. Okay, once I've applied that, and you did notice, I kind of put it on my lips too. It's always good to have extra moisture there. The next thing I apply is our daytime moisturizer. Obviously, I'm almost out. What's great about the way the packaging is here is that you get an airless pump, so everything comes out of it. I use the normal to dry line in this as well. 2 pumps into my hand, rub it together, and then I pat that in. Now, this is gonna provide a mechanical shield equal to 15 SPF. So it does not contain SPF chemical. It acts as like a t-shirt on your face. It covers and protects. And it also has Cineplex Complex in it. All of our creamy cosmetics and skincare have Cineplex Complex in them. I'll share a video with you guys a little bit later that you can watch that has all the details about that product.
You're glowing.
Thanks.
She really is.
So before I start my makeup, and what Jenny has already done is we apply Silk, which is our primer. It is a pore and wrinkle minimizer. It is amazing as well. You just need like one good pump. Also comes in an airless pump. I pump it onto my finger, and then I just kind of rub my hands like this to get it on both hands, and then you put it on in a downward motion. And fill in all of these pores. Okay, now you're gonna want your primer to set for about a minute or two so that it soaks in and it gives you that flawless base. So this is the equivalent to putting on a primer, obviously, but it also gives you like that airbrush look. So if you don't want to wear makeup at all, this product you would put on and then you're good to go for the day because it's at least going to fill in those pores and wrinkles for you. All right, Jenny, what are you gonna do next?
All right, so I'm getting ready to do a little bit of coverage, and I have some hyperpigmentation on my face, AKA red, and I always like to use our green concealer to go on before any of my coverage. It's not gonna look green, it's going to mask my red. So that's my first step.
And while she's doing that, my first step is gonna be to put on light concealer under my eyes. I don't really have a lot of acne anymore as a 40-year-old, thank goodness. But if I did, I would be using the green concealer right now as well. Now, are you a foundation or are you a CCTM person?
I'm gonna do both today.
Okay.
So we have 2 coverage options, well, 2 primary coverage options. You have a CCTM, which is a color correcting tinted moisturizer. It's kind of like a BB or CC cream, but it's gonna do a little bit of daytime coverage, and it's also going to do some color correcting. I call it decaf foundation. And then we have our more fuller coverage foundation. It comes in advanced anti-aging and original formula. Both are amazing.
And you'll notice that I use my finger for concealer, whereas she's using a brush. So these products can be used various different ways. Just whatever you're comfortable with. So like she said, she's gonna be doing a variety of, between the CCTM and the foundation, I'm doing just CCTM. So color correcting tinted moisturizer, it's also almost empty. I use the light to medium shade this time of year. What's great is that it auto-corrects up and down. So I typically use this year round, but if I get a really good tan, I might switch to medium. If I get really pale, I might switch to light. What this also has in it is that green concealer. So I do have a little bit of redness around my face, just rosacea maybe. I don't even really know what it is, but this will cancel that out. So I just put a couple pumps on the top and use a stippling brush to apply. So talk about what you're doing.
Okay, so stippling is basically when you have more condensed brushes in the center and a little bit looser around the edges. So it gives you that airbrush effect without having to use an airbrusher, because you know those things feel like awful when you're wearing the makeup. It looks great, but it feels terrible. And I'm actually using the CCTM, and I know you're probably thinking, well, you just use green concealer and that's in that. Why do you need both? I have done multiple makeup demos today. My face is feeling a little extra dry, so I just want the moisture. I don't necessarily need the color correcting mechanism at this point, but I'm gonna go in with foundation next so that I don't just have full coverage, I have extra full coverage. And this is gonna let me do more glam things like contour and blush once I have that slate.
And I'm more simple, so I just want sheer coverage. So that's what the color correcting tinted moisturizer does for me. It just covers up any discoloration I have, evens my skin tone. I have a birthmark down here, so it just helps blend that in. And then this also offers the equivalent of 15 SPF. So between the daytime moisturizer and this color correcting tinted moisturizer or the foundation, you have a total of 30. So pretty awesome.
I'm up to 45 because I also did daytime moisturizer. I have really dry skin. So I'll be doing all the things, but I just put on my foundation. You can see all of the hyperpigmentation that I had before I need to get my chest. I always forget my chest. It's gone.
Oh, I forgot something.
All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go down with some eyeshadow. I wanna do just a regular traditional smoky eye. So my first step is taking a white base so that any smoke I put into it really shines through. So I'm just gonna put that all over my eyes.
And I'm gonna do just a neutral 3-color trio shadow for everyday use. And the first thing I'm gonna apply is Candlelight, which is just a neutral to give me just a flat base to work with on my lid.
I sometimes use these shadows differently. Sometimes I take the brush to the applicator and like wipe it, and sometimes I put it directly on my eyelid. It just depends on if I need a lot or a little.
And you'll see that I'm blending in this base with my finger, whereas she's using a brush.
And brushes are super, super simple. You basically make 3 motions: circles, rainbows, and lines. Circles, rainbows, and lines.
And our shadow sense is amazing. After a minute, it's set and it's not gonna go anywhere. So I let each layer have about a minute to breathe so that it gets set in there, and then I go in with the next one. So I'm gonna do my next shadow in just a minute once this has set in. While I'm waiting for that Candlelight to set, because I really want that base to stay, I'm gonna go ahead and put some blush on, and I'm just gonna use our Bronze Dust, which is just a translucent powder. It also provides sun protection. Comes in the delivery system with the brush itself. Just gonna go right into the cheeks.
And it's weightless too.
Yes.
Like you can't feel it. It's amazing.
You can also use this as contour if you tighten the brush. So you can pull the brush up and use it in more of a stiff way and create contour as well.
I didn't even know that. That's amazing. Look at you go.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my next color. And this time I am gonna use a brush. So I'm gonna use kind of a fluffy end brush. This is just a furless breath. I don't know what it is. Anyway, it's fine. Mocha Java is the color I'm gonna use. It's like the most popular simple cream color. And I'm just gonna put it in my crease. Now I have hooded eyes. Do you have hooded eyes?
Mm-mm.
I have hooded eyes. So take a look at our eyes. When our eyes are open, you can't really see my eyelid, but hers you can. So when you have hooded eyes, you have to bring your shadow color up over your brow bone. So when my eyes are open, this is where my color should be, okay? So my crease is gonna be right there, right over my natural crease. And I'm just gonna take the darkest color of the trio that I'm gonna use and just simply apply it in a back and forth motion, like Jenny mentioned, and put it in just right there. What are you doing, Jenny?
So I'm doing like a date night look. Tiffany and I are going on a date. But I want to glam it up. So with the smoky eye, I went in with some onyx, and I'm just really like focusing it on out here to create that shading. And like Tiffany said, when you have hooded, you really want to pull it up. I have the opposite of hooded eyes. You can see all the things. So I do a lot more shading work because my goal is to reduce the distance. So
okay. And then the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the same color shadow, but it's a shimmer version, and I'm gonna do my lids with it, just to give a little bit of fun glam. Use similar brush, just a little bit shorter. And I'm actually gonna apply it with the applicator right to my lid in the middle, and then blend it. But the way that I blend this is a little bit different. I'm gonna do a circular motion and kind of pat it in.
That's really pretty.
Super simple. Now you could do this with just one color. You wouldn't have to use two, but I wanted a little bit of shimmer to it.
So sometimes when you're working with your accent color, a really simple trick is just making a V right here with that color. That's a really good place to start. And then you just kind of smush and push it into anywhere else you would like it to go. Very movable product. I have super oily lids. None of this ever creases. I will never touch another shadow again. It's amazing.
Okay, I am going to do a little bit of under eye lining. I'm not gonna line my eyes really at all, but I am gonna put a little bit of the same color I put on my brow right up under my eye to kind of connect the lower eye to the top, open it up a little bit on the ends, and just create a little bit of shadow.
I'm gonna use the same shadow that I put as my accent out here as my eyeliner too. Very versatile.
And we do have liners. We have liners in liquid form and pencil form, but SeneGence can be used for so many things.
You know what? You just made me want to wing it. I'm gonna do a wing with liquid eyeliner. Thanks.
All right, and the last SeneGence I'm gonna put on is Sandstone Pearl Shimmer. This is my legit favorite. I'm gonna place it right here on the inner corner of both eyes. Just kind of dabbing it in, and that's gonna open my eye up. I'm gonna pat it in with a fluffy brush and just blend just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
And it just opens those eyes up.
So this is our liquid liner. I love it because it has a super tiny precision tip. It's very rare to find an eyeliner pencil that you can add, an eyeliner liquid that you can really get a thin line. So you have lots of control. I'm gonna use it to do a little wing today.
And while she does that, I'm not a huge person when it comes to filling in my brows. I have really great brows. I don't really need to fill them in, but I do have a scar right here. So a lot of times I will take our black brown mascara and kind of just tap it in right there, just a tad. And then I'm going to say, oops, now that's wet.
Whoops.
I'm gonna take a little spoolie brush and brush that through. Now you can use shadow scents, you can use our liner pencils, you can use our brow scents for your brows. I just really love using that black brown on that spot just because I'm completely bald in that one little spot. So I probably put a little bit more than I should have, but that's okay. I can take a little bit off.
Girl, I'm Amy Winehouse over here now.
See, I'm real conservative and she's real like out there, so it's fun. It's a great combo. So while she's finishing up her liner, I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara. I'm gonna show you guys the best mascara you will ever use in your whole entire life. The reason is this mascara is not just mascara. It contains Capixyl, which is an ingredient that will help grow your lashes by 48% in 4 weeks. Does not have fibers. It is amazing. So this one, the silver tube, is our primer. And I never used primer, never understood why I needed primer until I started using this. And you just apply it and you can start to see my lashes. My lashes are blonde if I don't have mascara on. Oh, just hit myself in the eye.
I did that this morning.
I love it. Okay. And yes, I apply them to my bottom lashes too because like I said, they're blonde. You can't see my lashes if I don't have mascara on. I hope you guys are enjoying following along with both of us doing different things. We thought we would try this today and mix it up for some fun.
I'm having fun. Okay, so while she's doing lashes, I'm gonna do them later, and of course we're gonna always do our after pictures, but I'm gonna use a highlighter. I like to do it on my cheekbones and in the center of my forehead, down the center. Basically anywhere the light naturally hits is where you wanna put your highlighter, and I'm gonna use a gorgeous mini pearlizer called Moonstone. I always call it like unicorn snot. It's so pretty, let me show you. I can't, it's just the best term I've come up with.
Unicorn snot.
Check this out, ready? Look at that. Isn't that just absolutely magical highlight? Oh, yes. Look at that in the light. Oh, and this bottle I've been using this pretty much every day for about a month or two, and look how much is left. This is a vacuumless pump, so you're gonna get every last drop. You don't have to like rip open your packaging at the end just to like scoop out the last bits, because that gets old.
I'm gonna show you guys my mascara. Let me finish this one eye and then you'll see the difference.
Sometimes I just like to go take my leftovers on my brush, sweep it down my nose right there. And then here's a trick to make your top lip bigger. You want to put your highlighter right on top of your lip. Just give it like a little perk. And if you want to take it even further, the bronzer Tiffany used, sweep under here and you have like...
Oh, good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so here are my lashes. I need to look like at the camera.
Looks so good.
Look at the difference. It's crazy.
That's good stuff right there.
I'm wearing the Black Brown non-waterproof formula. We have a waterproof formula, both in black and black brown. And then we also have colored mascara currently. We have Regal Plum, which is a really deep purple, Cobalt Blue, which is like a royal blue, and then one that's called Jewel Jade, which is like a sage kind of seafoam green. I guess sage and seafoam are totally different.
It's like if you put them together, to be honest.
It's really pretty. I can't wear the green just because it's too light. It's basically like me wearing my regular lashes because it's just really light. But I love, love, love wearing the blue and the purple. Because it's not like, bam, you're wearing colored mascara. It's very subtle. It's very classy.
Yeah, I actually wear the color Ooh, this is a great learning opportunity. You ready? So actually, you should probably sweep that up now because you'll get it.
I was going to say, what are you talking about?
But typically, you let your mascara dry. Let the mistake dry, then take a Q-tip and just very lightly brush across it. It will come off and it won't pull off anything underneath it.
Luckily, everything under mine had already dried, so it didn't come off. So we're good.
Yes. So you know that thing that Tiffany did with Sandstone Pearl in the inner corners? I'm doing that with snow because I want to go even more of a pop, and this is like literally pure white, so it's going to do the job.
Okay, and while she's doing that, I'm going to finish my look, and I'm done. I'm going to go ahead and put my lip sense on.
And I'm going to do my brows.
You start with clean, dry lips. Always clean your lips after you apply your makeup because so much gets on your lips that you don't even realize. This is just the CCTM that I have put on that I'm wiping off with water. All right, with lip sense, you are going to start with a starter collection. You'll pick your color and you'll get a clear gloss and a remover. I don't have the remover with me, but you'll have 3 items that come in your kit. I typically see people start with a really neutral color, or you could start with something really bold. Everybody needs a red lip, right? But I'm gonna start with my very first color that I ever wore. My first color I ever ordered was SeneGence, which is Pink Champagne, which also happens to be our owner's favorite color. So it's this really pretty kind of pinky neutral color. So you're gonna shake it really good. There's a ball inside to mix it all up. The formula has cosmetic grade alcohol in it. So when you first apply it, if your lips are really dry, it may tingle a little bit. Once you put your gloss on, the tingle goes away. Over time, the more you use the product, the less you're gonna tingle because your lips will be super hydrated. They will have exfoliated any wax buildup that you may have had. So keep with it. It is not permanent, I promise. Eventually you won't even have a tingle at all. I don't tingle ever. Do you tingle?
No, not unless I slap it on right after I ate without cleaning my lips. And at that point, it's just dirty and helping, so.
But there's 2 reasons why it's in there. First of all, it's the delivery system. It evaporates the minute it touches your lips, which is why it tingles. The other reason is this is gonna last you way longer than any other lip color will in your cosmetics drawer. Because of the cosmetic grade alcohol in it, it's gonna keep any bacteria from growing in there. So you're not gonna have to throw it out after 6 months. You can keep it for years and years and years. I think shelf life is like 6 years after it's opened.
Yeah.
So 3 layers, one direction. It's like an expo marker. You don't wanna go back and forth or you'll erase what you did, and then top it with gloss.
I like that analogy. I'm taking our eyeliner pencil and a brush. You don't need the brush. I'm just super fancy. You could literally just go straight to your brow, but I like to tickle it and apply it with a brush. So you can basically just see me sculpting out my brush while Tiffany plops on her gorgeous lip color. And what didn't we put on our face that we can?
And I know like the lighting in here is probably not the best, but
you can go to the window at the end too.
yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna do my lash primer just like you saw Tiffany do. I'm going in with it. And I like to wear my mascara in my shirt. I think it goes on really smooth that way. So
Between the sisters is what she means.
Yeah.
Not just in her shirt.
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, let your listens all the way dry. It doesn't come off when you apply it. You can't really tell because it's a light color, but Jenny will have a darker color on probably. You do a darker color?
Yeah.
Now the gloss, you can go back and forth. And once you have the gloss on, you can mousse your lips together. Everything's good to go. So there we go. Super simple.
So pretty.
And here is why it's so amazing. Nothing comes off, just gloss. I can smear it all over my face and it's not gonna come off. Same with the shadow. So I can do this and it doesn't go anywhere. It's not on my fingers. What I love the most about the shadow personally is I have a natural crease in my lid. If you see like that. So if I wear shadow at all, usually it is just going to crease right into that, melt away, and I have just a line of shadow. This does not do that. It will stay all day long. And now Jenny is applying her lip color, which is Berry, so pretty. She'll be able to show you really well how it doesn't smear and come off. I love the highlight, so pretty.
Thanks. Did you do Silver Rose yet?
No, but I can pop some on.
So pretty. I love it when she wears that. It's my favorite item.
So I had the bronze translucent powder and I kind of did almost a contour, kind of a lower blush, but we have a Silver Rose powder that is a little bit more pink, whoa, with a little bit of glitter in it. And so this is really pretty to pop right on your cheekbone.
Send a slurp.
There you go. Super fun. And we'll get a really good picture with some natural light so you guys can see the difference between our two looks in just like the daylight light.
Alrighty. This is my first time wearing this color. It just got re-released. It used to exist, but then it went off and then it's back on.
Back.
Like
I love it.
Like temporarily, just like a little limited edition retire thing. Check this out.
Amazing.
So amazing.
Yeah. And I love that we both use very similar products, but we have very different end results. Mine's very simple, everyday, go to work makeup. Hers is a little bit more glam that you could go out to dinner, go to a movie, well, if the movie theaters are open, go to a girls' night, date night, whatever it might be. And actually, Jenny and I are both working on our makeup artist certification. She's a little bit further along than I am, obviously. And I'm also working on my skincare pro certification, which is basically like just being well-versed in how to help people with their skincare concerns. So if you need any help with any skincare concerns that you might have, or if you want some tips on makeup, just reach out to either of us and we will be happy to help you. And that is really it. So is there anything that you want to share that we haven't shared?
Just that, well, I have cystic acne, so I really struggle with acne. And then I found out that it was actually a combination of cystic dry acne, which is even worse because it means you're getting all these breakouts, but you can't just use like an oily makeup line. You have to use a dry line, which then can sometimes, it's a complicated story. Long story short, I used to have to detox from my makeup because it would make me break out. And now I literally intentionally wear it to prevent breakouts because it has
Skincare in it.
Has skincare in it. So I don't have to worry about any breakouts or anything like that just because I'm covering my face. My skin gets healthier while I wear it.
And that's because all of our products are botanically based. They're 90% botanical, 10% science, or 80-10, something like that. I should know. I don't. Vegan.
It's 98.2.
98.2. There you go. She has the more analytical brain than I do. All vegan, all cruelty-free, gluten-free, all that good stuff. So we are very thankful to have a line of cosmetics and skincare that helps with anti-aging, but also can be worn by any age group in any way, and you can really make it your own. So
Yeah.
there you go. Don't
Thanks.
we look cute?
Yes, we do.
So cute. All right, we'll take a picture and share with you guys later. All right, bye.
Bye.